Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. This is Twist Gaming, where you get to play board games with us. We're coming to you live here from Dice Tower Con 2018, bringing you all the board game coverage all weekend long. But first up, who are we? I'm Matt.
I'm Ann.
And we are joined here with...
Also Matt.
Matt, thank you so much for coming on. You're with Bezier Games, and you've been with us a couple times now. We showed off some stuff at Gamma, I believe, with you.
Yeah, we had some sneak peeks and some hints at what was coming out at Gamma.
That was the Matt and Matt stream. This time we're joined with Ann.
Well, last time, Matt and I were just at Origins.
That's
I wasn't
also
at Origin.
true.
Oh, that Matt.
This Matt. Yeah, we had a good time at Origins. We got to check out some cool stuff, too.
So, Matt, first and foremost, how's Dice Tower Con treating you?
Oh, it's amazing. There's more free time to play here and a great open play area, great game library. It's one of the ones I always love coming to because it's fun. You get to play with people.
Absolutely. It's a lot more relaxed than some of the bigger cons, Gen Con.
Yeah, there's less rushing. Nobody's like rushing to get anywhere. Everyone takes their time, kind of gets to come out and demo. And I always love having good people at our tables to demo. So
absolutely. So you brought some cool stuff to show off here. Some stuff I'm really excited to see. So without any further ado, let's jump into the meat and potatoes of things here.
Absolutely.
So what have you brought to show off here?
So the meat and potatoes I brought to show off here is the diary from Ultimate Werewolf Legacy. Now I know we've seen this very recently. We saw this at Origins, but what's different here is this is the final copy. This is what it'll actually look like. Don't worry, you won't see any spoilers, but it's all we kind of pre-filled out some of the stuff in here, but and pre-done some of the stickers. But this is how you're going to guide yourself, and the moderator's going to work you through the village. And you'll see the stickers are very discreet. They're going to look really, really nice in the book. So when you're done, you're going to have something that looks really great, a really nice souvenir, if you will. And one of the other cool things is as you progress through and place different stickers, places, it'll affect the entire rest of the game. So it's a ripple effect. So you can play the same game with the same people, and it will be entirely different, even if one choice is different. It's just that much of a ripple effect in the game. It's really, really cool. It has so much replayability, and we're going to offer a refill pack. We're going to offer a refill pack for $30 that you can replay. It's going to be a new diary and new family cards. So some of the things up here we have are family cards. So you're going to be a member of a family in this one.
Okay.
And depending on how you guys vote as a family or how you guys vote as a village, there'll be different decisions that are made. One of the first decisions you get to make is someone gets to be the mayor. And so whoever gets that gets this title sticker placed on their family card. And so they get to nominate and second a player once per session. So it's really, really cool, and that's a decision you guys are going to make as a village. Everyone's going to vote on who they want the mayor to be. So it's really cool.
That's really cool.
I know I let you guys pick up these components, but if you guys could feel these are really nice, heavy-duty components. They're amazing. I was making Matt hungry with the roast beef sandwiches earlier.
That's a nice-looking sandwich right there. I'm not even going to lie.
I know. If you're the Earl of Sandwich, you get some sandwiches, and you can toss them to the werewolves and maybe save yourself or save someone else.
I gotta say that the diary is just absolutely gorgeous looking. Like, I love the claw marks on it for one, but it's like the gilded edges of the pages and everything. It's a nice luxury item right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I tell people is when you're all done, you can have people sign the inside like a yearbook. You can have people sign the outside with a silver Sharpie, and you can have it as a keepsake. And you can go back through kind of what happened in the village and joke about, oh, when your eyes were closed, we did this, and kind of replay the story for your friends. It's a lot of fun.
That's so cool. So in this legacy version of Werewolf here, how much game are we looking at for the entire thing to run through?
So it'll be 16 games total. You'll play one preface game that'll kind of get everyone used to the mechanics of Werewolf. Maybe people who haven't played it before. It gets them familiar with it. And then after that, you're going to play 15 games. They're going to be in chapters. There'll be 5 chapters, and each chapter contains 3 games.
Okay, so what's the play time for each one of the sessions then?
Each one of the sessions will be about 2 to 3 hours, depending on how familiar people are with Werewolf and also how many people you have, because it does facilitate a lot of people. So if you have a lot of people, it will take a little bit longer.
Now, we talked a little bit about this at Origins, but what was nice about the Legacy edition, if I remember correctly, was that you can have people jump in and out.
Yes. So that's one of the amazing things with this Legacy game is you actually have the ability to bring different people in and out, because we've all had that friend that has that life event and kind of hangs up our Legacy game, or this person can't come this week and then that person can't come the following week, and it just goes on and on. This prevents that from happening, so they can miss a week and then come back the following week, and it's not a huge deal. It won't affect gameplay because the village is really what's changing.
That's really good, so that way you're not handcuffed by the limitations of, I don't want to say the weakest link, but the weakest link of the gaming group there.
Yeah,
So that's
most
nice
personal events. You know,
Yeah.
everyone has personal events.
Exactly. But so you were saying that this facilitates a lot of people, and I know that Werewolf is definitely one of those games that lends itself to be played in huge groups. So what is the capabilities of Ultimate Werewolf Legacy?
So you're looking at 9 to 16 players.
9 to 16.
9 to
Yeah,
16.
Small group.
Yeah, so it's a small group compared to the circles you guys have probably seen of people playing
Yeah.
Werewolf here. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's one player and then one moderator, 8 players is the 9-player variant, and then it goes all the way up to 16. So
That's impressive. So I know you were saying that there's a refresh pack to allow you to basically play the game yet again. How does that work with some of the other spoilery elements? I know that you and we were discussing that in the pre-stream with us, to don't look in the box.
yeah, so there's this box. It's called Pandora's Box, and at some point you'll get the opportunity to either open or not open it. So people who play through the campaign and open it will get to see what's in there. But if your first playthrough you decide not to open it, it's going to stay a mystery to everyone until you do. And the people who have played through it before may know what's in there, but they still may get outvoted by the people who haven't played to vote to open it or not open it. So they don't always have, they probably won't share that information.
Fantastic.
So we've touched on the roast beef sandwiches.
That's a quote right there.
We've touched on the family cards, but you have a couple of other components on here. Talk to me about the other things that you have out on the table.
So I have some of the roll cards I put out here, just with some of the imagery. We're really proud of the artwork on this one. They turned out really, really well. So they look really, really nice. And I also have some of the other components you'll be using. Various players will get opportunities to move these and place them on each other. But the roll cards are really, really beautiful. They turned out really well.
Yeah.
They're just showing off some of the ones here. Those are the same ones. But yeah, so artwork's really pretty for the game.
Are there any roles being added for the legacy version of the game?
I'm not going to spoil that for anybody out there. I'm going to leave that for you guys to play through and kind of see. I did not put anything on the table that's a spoiler, but there may be some things in the game that you haven't seen before.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk to us about some of the major ways that this legacy version will differentiate from the standard version of Werewolf that we all know, aside from, obviously the journal, to let you kind of keep track of the progress of things there?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the big things about this one is it's got a story to it. I know one of the things about Ultimate Werewolf is everybody kind of plays their role and they're, oh, I'm this role and I accuse you of this. This one, there's actually going to be a story. There's going to be a narrative driving it. So decisions you make are going to be very impactful. Sometimes who you eliminate is very impactful of what's happening in the game, so your decisions have a lot more weight. In Ultimate Werewolf, you play a game, and then when you're done, you jump right in and play another game. I mean, just keep playing them back to back. With this one, you're going to be progressing through a story, so you got to be really careful about the choices you make, and maybe careful about who you're accusing.
Very cool. So I'm assuming that each session's going to play a little bit different based off of what happened last time. So you're talking about that ripple effect. So it kind of forces you to play the game differently than you would think you would,
Exactly.
when you're going into it.
A little less gung-ho with your accusations and who you're voting on.
There you go. All right. So, Anne, do you have any questions for Matt regarding Ultimate Werewolf Legacy?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm really excited, and I'm not gonna open anything. That's
Yeah,
gonna
no, you won't
anything.
spoil
All right.
anything. There's no stickers in there that would spoil anything.
I'm
We didn't
just-
put anything in there for that.
I'm really happy to get the chance to kind of see the game again, and I know the first time you brought the game over, you were like, "Oh, the stickers blend right in." And seriously, these are stickers. I didn't realize
If
that
you
was a
didn't
sticker.
tell me they were stickers,
Yeah.
from this distance, they look like part of the book.
And that
Yep.
was our goal. We want it to be something that doesn't look like you've stickered it and beaten it up. We want it to look like something you can be like, oh yeah, look at this, look at what happened. So we took a lot of time with it, and it's one of the things that we put the most care into, and I'm really proud of how it turned out.
I think it's absolutely fantastic, and it'd be something that would be really nice to sit on a bookshelf, just because of the the faux leather bound and how the gilded look to it is really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. So, Matt, can you talk to us about some of the other stuff that Bezier has going through the pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know at Gamma we talked about hinting about maybe a new One Night that was in a pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
We did announce it. I don't know if you guys saw, but it's One Night Supervillains.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're really excited about One Night Supervillains. So it's going to be much more family accessible because you're no longer killing a werewolf. You're catching a supervillain.
There you
Okay.
go.
And so there's also no longer a tanner who wants to die. There's a mad scientist who wants to get caught. So it becomes a little more family friendly and more widely accessible to people.
Okay.
The application actually is more instructive on each of the roles as well. So it really walks you through what exactly you're doing every night. So it can be played by a younger audience and they grasp it really, really well. Even an older audience who maybe you have older people in your family who don't game a lot, the application walks you through so well what you need to do that they can play it after you've talked to them for 2 minutes about it.
And I'm sure you could even use it as kind of a gateway for newbies that haven't necessarily played any of the Werewolf games before, so they
Absolutely.
can use it as kind of a springboard into the heavier sessions as they progress in their gaming careers, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And it'll still mix in with all the other One Nights, so you'll still be able to pull the rolls. But one of the other cool things about Supervillains is it will not be it has the option you can use the app, but you also have the option to not use the app. There'll be a really good moderator guide in the booklet for it. So if you're a school teacher and maybe you don't have a device and you're going to play with your class, you have a good little moderator guide that you can use and not have to be driven by the app.
Very cool. Any other releases that we should be wary of?
So this is a big Gen Con release. We have two other big guys coming at Gen Con. We have Whistle Stop the Rocky Mountain expansion,
Okay.
Which is going to add that mountain range in the middle of the board. I know you guys have all seen that. I think I've
Absolutely.
brought it multiple times.
Yeah.
We have Werewords Deluxe, which adds the extra rolls, and now it'll play 2 to 20 instead of 4 to 10. So it broadens the play range a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. So you can play with, you're just trapped with one other person, and if you're in a huge group, it's a great game to break out too. So those are also going to be Gen Con releases. And then one of my things I'm really excited about is 1 week. If you haven't stopped by and played it, please come by and play 1 week. It's going to be our Essen release, but it takes that one night feeling and puts it into a cool board game format.
Ooh, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I see you're giving the look right there, like, can we go over there and play it now?
Talk to me a little bit about what 1 week is. Like you're talking about how it's taking one night into a board game. I know you don't have it here with me. Elevator pitch.
So, what you're going to be doing is there's going to be different rooms in this castle, and you're going to be staying in this castle. There's also 3 NPCs that are in the castle, kind of like the 3 cards in the middle in One Night, and they're going to move around the castle at night too. But everybody has a roll token that sits on top of their marker.
Okay.
And what you're going to be doing is moving around and having the opportunity to gather information by looking at other people's roll tokens, or be a little bit chaotic by swapping around roll tokens. So you can mix things up, but your ultimate goal is to win in whatever condition you'd like. And that's one of the cool things about this one. Is you may want to win as the werewolf, just to beat everybody else. You may want to win as the tanner, which is a really hard victory condition. But the thing is, there's only 3 roles: villager, werewolf, and tanner. The cool thing comes is there's rooms, and there's different rooms, and all the rooms have a different power.
Okay.
So wherever you end up in this castle, you get to use a different power either during the day or during the night.
That's really interesting.
And the rooms are always be in a different order, and you can do your favorite rooms. You can do a random array of rooms, and kind of put together your castle how you like.
So it's got a bunch of replayability. and a
So
new
much
storage time.
replayability.
Very, very cool. Well, Matt, is there anything else you want to make sure our audience knows before we wrap up our segment?
I know there's a lot of people here who have been looking to how do I get 1 week? How do I get my hands on it? You can do pre-orders on our website for it. So if you guys are looking to get it, please pre-order on the website. I like people who pre-order because they get it before anybody else and they can brag about it. So please get on there and do that if you're interested in any of the stuff we're talking about.
Awesome, fantastic. And of course, how does our audience find you guys on the web?
Beziergames.com. You can totally find us there and look at all of our stuff, and it also has a link to our Instagram and all our social media stuff.
Fantastic.
Sounds good. Matt, thank you so much for joining us here
Oh,
today.
it
We
is
really do
always a
appreciate it.
pleasure.
And thank all of you for watching at home. Stay tuned throughout the day here at Dice Tower Con 2018 for all the board game coverage. But signing off for now, I'm Matt.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Matt.
Have a good one, everyone.